I was in church the other day and the preacher was emphasizing on trials and tribulations. One can't escape it. Should try our possible best to not allow those things weigh us down. Should try and be happy. In fact, he says we should be happy when those things happen. He gives an example of this lady that spreads her clothes on the line and her neighbors unpeg the clothes, put it on the floor, and she comes back, washes it, spreads, and they do the same thing over again. But the moral of the story is that she never insulted them. But you and I know what we're going to do in those kind of situations. That aside, while I was sitting in church that day, although I don't want to mention the name of my church, I want to just speak from my conviction. We all know the truth one way or the other. We can only try to lie to ourselves, and we can try to ignore the fact that we know the truth. Deep down, we know what is right and we know what is evil, regardless of anything. I feel like there's God in everybody and there's a truth in everybody. And I was thinking about my friends, thinking about things I have seen, places I've been to. You know, when you say you love God, when you say you genuinely worship God and reverence God, you cannot dabble between darkness and light. That is, you can't dabble between heaven and hell. You can't dabble between Jesus and the devil. So I was thinking to myself about a relationship that I had with a person, and it just kept coming to my head that this person was living a lie. You smoke, you are into fraud, you womanize, and on Sunday or any other church activities, you sing. He's in the choir, so you sing. And what kind of life is that? I was opportune to be with this person for a short period of time. I saw a lot of things and I enjoyed my stay with him. He was a fun person, he had a good personality, but aside that, he was living a lie, a very big lie. I can remember on Sundays, probably he comes back, he lights up his weed, smoking. Maybe he has a visitor that is from the church. He quickly tells me, let's pack up, we'll spray perfume, everywhere smell nice. I'm like, why go through all of this stress? Why not just become this person instead of painting to the world that this is who you are, and meanwhile that is not who you are? While I was there, I noticed that he listens to Christian music, but the Christian music I listen to, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It means you're just filling a void, playing religion. You're not even practicing. Like, your life does not stand out. There's nothing that someone can pinpoint and say, yes, this person is a Christian. You're not Christ-like. And I sat down there and I was looking at it every day, and I'm like, please, if you want to serve God, serve God. If you want to serve the devil, serve the devil. It's your choice and you have to make it, whether you like it or not. No one can force you. But please, don't use your life, your perceived life, or the life that you paint that is so Christ-like, to lure people into hell. Because if I didn't see that, I would think that this person is a very good Christian, a bona fide Christian, what he posts on his status. Meanwhile, this is what this person does behind closed doors, when no one is watching, when no one is there. So if you want to serve God, serve God. Serve God with all your heart. Serve God genuinely. You know, sometimes when I speak concerning things like this, I'm always mirroring myself. Am I perfect enough to say something like this? But is it truth? Because I also want someone to tell me my own faults or things that I'm not good at, although I know those things I'm not good at. But at the same time, you can't just say things and just keep our mouth shut. a lie that you even practice, and you have built your whole life on a lie. That's not life. I just sat down there in church and I was thinking about the relationship, because sometimes I'm like, did I make a good decision cutting this person off, or trying to give this person space, or I should have kept this person close, or I should have become so close to the person? But at the end of the day, me and that person were not on the same path. We were not on the same path at all. We're not going to the same place. We're not thinking the same way. We both had different ideologies to life. And the funniest thing, he will still quote Bible verses and things that he will still go to church every program he will attend. He will do this, he will do that. But at the same time, you are living a lie. You smoke. Do you know what it means for you to want to smoke and still use that mouth to sing to God? Like, are you not afraid of the altar? Are you not afraid of what God can do? I can remember back then I read Leviticus of some chapters in the Old Testament, and I see what God does to the children of Israel. He doesn't even joke. Any sinner, straight up death. No explanation. This Bible chapter that says, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? So you pray for grace, but meanwhile you are committing sin. How does that work? How does that work? I'm still figuring my life out, and at the same time, a lot of things I want to really say. Sometimes I capture everything, sometimes I don't. But at the same time, please serve God. If you want to serve God, serve God. I sat down there in the church and I was just reminiscing. I made the right choice giving that person space. Regardless of whatever my mind is trying to do, I made the right decision. He was walking to the path of destruction. And sometimes when I remember in my prayer, sometimes I just reminisce, probably because it's still fresh, but at the same time, that's not a life I want to live. That's not a life that we should live. Why go through that stress? Why put yourself in those kind of situations? You smoke, you humanize. You bought a car from fraud, and when you get to church and they ask you, so you say God gave it to you, or you say that God run out. Come on. It just made me think about a lot of things that please serve God. Serve God in all entirety. Try your possible best, serve God. And always speak the truth. Nobody's going to beat you. And you know what? People are so afraid to face their reality, so they try to find ways to lie to themselves and build on that reality based on lies. And I don't think it can work that way. It can't.